Okay, this video is for people who have never used a Vitamix before and want to know how to make the basics of the ice cream in a Vitamix, because this is one of the things that people have the most trouble with when they have a Vitamix and they never used it before. There's 4 things that you need to remember about making ice cream with a Vitamix. And first is to have the liquid, and you just want to have the liquid just enough to cover the blades on the bottom. Okay. And most people have a white container like this one. This one's relatively unused. I don't use it very much, but you can see the blades, and it has a nut in the middle. Well, you pretty much just want to have enough liquid just to be able to just see the top of the nut. You just want to have the liquid covering the blade so that everything can be circulated. Okay? And the other thing you're going to need is the flavoring, and you can use things like vanilla extract. You can use fruit, like fresh fruit, which also counts as a liquid. You can use virtually anything you want to add flavor to your ice cream. The other thing you're going to need is a sweetener. You can use sugar, obviously, or any other kind of sweetener. I'm using Stevia because 0 calorie and it's good. And you can use honey and maple syrup, things like that, any kind of sweetener. And the other thing you're going to need, the 4th ingredient, is something frozen, and that's where all the freezing comes in for making a Vitamix ice cream. You're going to need either ice cubes, and if you use regular ice cubes, it's going to come out very frosty because there's no like sort of fats or anything like that inside that. There's no creaminess with using regular cubes, so it's going to be like a sherbet or something like that. But I'm going to be using milk cubes. You can use frozen Greek yogurt. You can use any kind of frozen ingredient like that. Frozen fruit again. That's your 4th ingredient. And there's a certain ratio to that. So you want to have like a 1 part of liquid ingredients to 4 parts of 4 to 5 parts of frozen ingredients. Especially if you're using a very large container like this, you probably would be using like about 1 cup of liquid to 5 to 6 cups of frozen ingredients, and that's what's going to make the ice cream. Because what happens is the blades spin so quickly that they generate heat. So when everything gets broken down, it's kind of like a thawing process, but it thaws so quickly that it freezes everything at the same time. And you have to do this very quickly. If you let the machine run too long, the speed of the blade is going to heat up your ingredients, and you're just going to end up with a smoothie. So you can't just sit there and be running the machine forever and trying to mess around with the spatula and trying to get the thing done. It's not going to happen. You're going to end up with a smoothie. Okay, so in here I already have prepared some Greek yogurt, stevia, and vanilla extract. This is a very basic frozen yogurt that I'm making. So I'm just going to get the milk cubes and put those in there. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have a tray of milk cubes right now, and I'm just throwing them out in the sink. I just run water underneath the ice cubes just to kind of separate them. This is a 1% milk deal here. So this is the 4th ingredient, is your frozen ingredient. This is the freezing power for your recipe. Now, if you have something that ends up turning into like a milkshake for whatever reason, you let it run too long, all you have to do is just get a ice cube tray, pour that in here, and freeze it again. Then once you're done doing that and it's frozen, you just put a little bit of liquid, like milk or something, whatever, on the bottom, and then again fill it to the correct ratio in here in the container, and then you're just going to go ahead and do the process. Okay, so again, 4 ingredients. We have Greek yogurt for the liquid, vanilla extract for the flavor, stevia for the sweetener, and frozen milk cubes. And this is pretty much a 4-to-1 ratio right now. Again, if you're using the 64-ounce container, that's this big puppy right here, you're gonna need about 5 to 6 cups of frozen ingredients. Now you can also go a step further. I live in Florida, so I like my ice cream to be very much frozen, so I'm gonna go a step further and add regular ice cubes to my recipe. And all I'm doing is adding more freezing power. So that goes on there. And we're going to be using the highest speed possible. Another thing we're going to be using is the tamper. This is the stick that comes in the box. There's a reason why this thing exists. It's specifically so you can push things into the blade and keep things going without stopping. You don't have to stop the machine, take the lid off, and start messing around with the spatula and none of that stuff. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It's just a continuous motion, and once the machine catches the ingredients, it will process them in one shot. Okay. I'm going to try and get the best angle I can on this, which this is okay, it's pretty good. Another tip is I take my bowls, my ceramic bowl, and I put it in the freezer. By putting it in the freezer, it keeps the ice cream from thawing out too fast. Okay, so here we go. And this is going to take seconds to do. Crank it all the way to high speed. And just go to town on it. See, right now it's not doing anything. You have to push the stuff into the blade. Right there. Done. It is done. That sound is the Vitamix growl, as it's called. Right there, it is frozen. That's how you make a basic ice cream. Once you know the basic fundamentals of how to make the ice cream in a Vitamix, you can make any recipe. So if you want to make an anabolic type ice cream, which is a kind of a bodybuilding thing, where you're just making an ice cream that's very low calorie and very protein rich, for growing muscle fibers. And so you can do things like that. You just have to know how the machine works, how it processes things, and how to do it, so that you can take the recipe that you have going from whatever machine you're using to a Vitamix. So I'm going to eat this frozen Greek yogurt because it's really delicious and it's something I make every day, multiple times a day, and that's it. So I'm going to get this out of the way. My machine out of the way. There's my frozen bowl. There's too much stuff here. It's too much stuff. I don't have very much real estate to work with here. Okay, like I said, this is a quick video. It's not planned. Okay. And this is a nice soft serve ice cream. If you want it to be a hard ice cream, you can put it in the freezer for a little bit longer. Ooh, there's a spoon. And there's my ice cream. All right, thanks for watching.